Yo, what's up, everyone? Today I took a trade on the ES futures and I took a winning trade, and I'm going to basically do my trade recap over how I took that trade and basically do a deep dive and breakdown of my trade so y'all can take trades just like me. If you like what I have to offer, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And then also don't forget to go to my socials like Instagram and TikTok. And then don't forget to go join my Discord. It's totally free and I live stream these trades every single day. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, let's get right into it. We're starting off on the 4 hour time frame. Basically, what I'm looking at is first off, we have this 4 hour BPR that price came in and tapped into and pretty much respected. And so I was looking for the shorts initially. And so if we scale down, we really had no liquidity on like the 4 hour here, except this liquidity that was created at the 9 a.m. candle. But we scaled back down into the 1 hour time frame, and we see here that we actually have this fair value gap that is basically overlapping this equal lows sell side liquidity 1 hour basically. So there's two 1 hour liquidity that is basically like zero point 0.5. I'm pretty sure like we see here, yeah, 0.5 off of a price difference, or 0.25 off of a price difference. And so we see that we sweep that and then also kind of respect this fair value gap. And so what I was looking for on the 1 minute was a market structure shift. And we see here that we get a market structure shift right here. And you know me, all I do is wait for price to retrace into equilibrium and a imbalance. And we see here that there's this inverse fair value gap right here that I saw price want to retrace into. I entered right here on this 912 candle, and basically once I finished entering, I put my stop loss at the range lows, and then actually the next candle, like this next set of lows here, formed an SMT. And so after it formed an SMT, I moved my stop loss to this protected SMT. And I'm going to be honest, this trade was horrible for me. We see that literally like we see that we get a pretty good down move here, and I'm expecting to see this up move back up to this equal highs that we have on the 1 minute. That's buy side liquidity. That's also near this 1 hour and then 4 hour liquidity. And so I was like, okay, this is a pretty good target. And we see prices coming back down, but if I turn on my executions, I'm just gonna run you through everything kind of real quick. Um, Basically my executions, because this was pretty much my trade idea. You can see what I expected. We swept out sell side liquidity that was equal lows, and this bullish fair value gap came, respected it, got a market structure shift, retracement into equilibrium in this inverse, and then we formed an S&P. Like that's pretty much all I'm looking for. And so I saw that, and originally I was super confident in the entire move. And then we see, where is it? How do I? All right. So we can see that there's a lot of executions here. And the reason why is just because of this consolidation. I hate consolidation with like a passion. And I saw this, and it was just horrible consolidation. And especially whenever I literally just entered, and then we just just go completely sideways for pretty much, this is like 45 minutes worth of just going sideways. And based on my hypothesis, I was expecting price to get a good jump out of here and hit the buy side within this curve, kind of like, not that this is like any like mathematical curve, but I want to see price with like volatility and displacement like that we got right here. I basically, like, if we could somehow just have gotten like this entire part right here, this entire just consolidation range, if we could have just not had that at all, this trade would have been beautiful. But this is what I was looking for without this. But we literally consolidate from 9:20 to 9:55, and so that's like 35 minutes of just like going sideways. And then I basically, let's see, I got entered here. You could see that I took off my um I took off. Okay, so I entered with 8 contracts here. It was like $300 stop loss from here. It was a $300 stop loss. Here, let me see if I can actually. It was, and I was just holding for full TP. Okay, so we see here it was like roughly a $300 um $300 loss, almost $900 gain. So I was pretty much looking for that only, and like just looking for this internal draw. I wasn't trying to like wait for 1 hour or 4 hour, to be honest. I was just gonna take these equal highs and just get out. And if I held it, I would have made it, to be honest, because I never got stopped out within this trade, and I'll show y'all that later. But this was my original sizing into the market, and it's like I'm pretty sure this is a little bit more than half of a percent of my account, but I also made like around a little bit more than 500, closer to $600 yesterday. So I was willing to risk like half of that to make another 900, because this was a very, very valid trade um, before all the consolidation. We'll get into that. So that was my original sizing into the market. And then here, I'll just actually leave this here because it works. But I come here, boom, we start dipping down, and once we like start going a little bit sideways, and then I'll also show y'all a little bit more insight. But on NASDAQ, we see this. Look at this inverse fair value gap. This inverse fair value gap was holding fucking bands. We just came in, always tapped it, never broke out. And we see right here, boom, we broke out of the inverse fair value gap, didn't get a market structure shift, and then pushed back down into the range. And once I saw that, I was like, all right, we might be coming for this SMT now. Uh, I'm just gonna close out. I'm gonna close out my position, and I think I don't know how much I made off of that. I wish I could show y'all better help, but um, show y'all a little bit better. But we see that we come, and I see that inverse get re-inverse, and I'm like, oh hell not. So I just take my profit. I don't know how much that would have been. I'm sure we could find it out. Sorry. Create order. So I guess I think I exited around like here. So I made at least $100 from just that little like scalp, I guess. Once that happens, now I'm really like, all right, I made $100 off of that little scalp. I'm confident in this trade, but I am not confident enough to put as much as I was originally willing to put. So what I did is right after I re-entered back on this inverse fair value gap and put my stop loss right here, so it looked like oh shit, it looked like this, and then I was just literally praying to God and holding. I put 4 contracts, and so that was like $70, so a little bit less than I already made. So I would have been in profit for the day, or like basically break even. And so I basically re-entered right here with a different stop loss. Now it was like this because we had that SMT, and so re-entered right there. And then once I re-entered, had this was a crazy risk to reward, and I was like okay with this. And then right here, I literally worked out for a little bit because I was like, I worked out, put an alarm at 10 o'clock, and then I like got back a little bit early, saw that we broke out, took profit, took partial right here because I was like, bro, no way, we're still consolidating. I thought I was gonna get stopped out or we'd at least be like higher up. And then of course the second I take profit here, we just start ripping, and then around 10 o'clock I just took profit in this fair value gap because I don't trade after 10 o'clock. Realistically, I should have held for the extra like however much it would have been, but I'm okay with like taking like basically because this right here pretty much averages out to like around this buy side liquidity, which I was okay with taking because I was also thinking this might be a its own accumulation, manipulation, distribution into like this imbalance all the way over here. I'm not being able to show that, but yeah, that was pretty much the trade. Thought consolidation, of course, but other than that, not too bad about my analysis. Pretty happy about that. And what can you do whenever the market just wants to go up and down for 35 minutes? So that will wrap up the video. Thank you everybody for watching. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you learned anything. And don't forget to go to my Discord channel because it's completely free. You'll literally lose nothing and you might learn something. That's pretty much it. Don't forget to go to my socials. Don't forget to go to my Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. And yeah, have a good day and see y'all later.